Welcome back to Midnight's Lair. Another fragment from the city in the daylight. Mornings in Port Dominion are always quieter than they should be. Not peaceful, just careful. The streets get swept. The storefronts get boarded up. Someone hoses down a sidewalk like it was always meant to be wet, not marked by blood or the kind of debris that makes people look away. By noon, the news vans are gone. They leave behind statements, carefully worded ones. Containment, minimal loss of life, ongoing review. The Vigilants are easy to spot in the morning. They're the ones standing still, while everyone else keeps moving. Some stay longer than they have to. Some help quietly, lifting debris, talking to people who don't know what to say yet. Most don't stay. Not because they don't care, because they've learned what staying can cost. The city is very good at praise, especially for the ones the cameras like. The clean ones, the reassuring ones. Those heroes get teams, legal defense funds, press releases written before the dust settles. The mess becomes everyone's problem. Civic budgets and insurance pools cover the damage. Words like unavoidable and necessary get used a lot. But the others, the ones with the rough edges, the ones the papers never quite trusted, they learn a different lesson. Stay too long, and suddenly the questions change. Not what happened, but why were you there? I've seen heroes dragged into courtrooms because it was cheaper that way. Easier to assign fault to a person than to a system that failed long before anyone threw a punch. Corporations recover, buildings get written off, and someone who tried to help learns that responsibility sticks harder than gratitude. The villains get named quickly. Their faces run on loops. Their charges get listed. By the end of the week, they're already somewhere else. A cell, a hospital, a place the city doesn't have to look at anymore. After that, the damage remains. Cracked walls, empty offices, numbers that don't balance. Someone has to be responsible for that. And the men who tried to blow up a building were never going to pay for it. If they had money, if they were stable, if they were capable of restraint, they wouldn't have done it in the first place. So the question changes again. Not, why did this happen? But why wasn't it stopped sooner? Not, who caused the damage? But who failed to prevent it? I've heard it said, calmly, professionally, that maybe a different approach could have been taken. That fewer lives might have been endangered. That less property might have been lost. It's easier to ask those questions of someone who tried to stop it than of someone who never intended to stop at all. After a while, the villain becomes a footnote. The hero becomes a problem to be managed. Still, the city doesn't run on statements alone. It runs on people who show up after the shouting stops. City crews with tired eyes. Shop owners counting losses twice. Neighbors bringing coffee to places that don't have doors anymore. These are the ones who live with it. The cracked walls. The elevators that never quite feel safe again. The shortcuts no one takes anymore. The Vigilants move on to the next emergency. The city stays, and so do I. That's all for today. And if you're out there listening tonight, take care of each other. This is Midnight's Lair, still keeping watch.